Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a very special edition of Burly Bird Live. I am thrilled to be joined by developer Eldar Basic, lead developer on Atomic Owl, part of our Indieformer coverage. Eldar, good evening. How are you doing, sir?
I'm thrilled to be here. How can you guys let us know how we're sounding? Because I'm hearing a little bit. I'm hearing like something in the background. Is that my voice? Hold on, let me listen to that really quick. What is that?
That's a good
question.
question.
Oh, it is. I'm hearing a little bit of an echo.
A little bit of you going on?
But it's me, dude. I'm just gonna turn this muted down. What's going on, man? Good to be here. Good to be here.
Honestly, dude, an absolute pleasure. First of all, I want to kick this off just by saying, Indieformer, McComb Man, Monster Theater, obviously all jumping in the chat. That's really jolly that you're in there as well, Eldar. Jess Hardy knows on Twitch, great to see you. Thank you so much. Saying it sounds good to him, so he's all impressed with that. This honestly has been an absolute pleasure, back and forth in planning this. We have had a litany of technical issues tonight trying to put this together, but here we are, hopefully looking and sounding good. Jess, it's great to see you in Twitch chat. She's one of our most fervent supporters, so really appreciate that.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, Eldar, just a pleasure to finally kind of meet you and have this conversation. Shout out as well to Josh over at Indieformer, who helped kind of put this jolliness together. Some great coverage over there recently. You sat down with Josh for an interview about the reality of indie development and what budgets look like, etc. And tonight we're actually going to play Atomic Owl live on stream for the first time. So
I'm really excited to watch you play it. We're gonna be playing about an hour of it. I'm gonna be diving into sort of I'm gonna be talking as much as I can about the design of the game and some of the rigors of like the development of the game, because I feel like with Josh's interview we went into financials and we went into tools and the things that you might need for creating and incorporating a game studio. But with this stream, I definitely want to kind of talk through some of the decisions we made regarding the first hour of the game, some of the decisions we made with the combat and the platforming, and all the sort of stuff that we had to learn with making a side scroller for the first time, and maybe provide some insights into picking your genre, picking your character controller, picking plugins and stuff like that. I'll try to cram as much of that in as I can.
100%. I think it's really interesting for people to hear you speak to that too, because I know that for us, being able to play sort of a deep dive version of this game alongside someone like yourself as the sort of lead creative, I think it's going to provide a really interesting insight that will sit alongside Josh's great coverage on Indieformer, and that's what this is all about. It's about us sharing some great content, hopefully having an interesting back and forth. I'm likely to sort of pick your brain on a few things as well, Eldar, so please be prepared for that. And yeah, let's...
I super welcome that. Really quick, so two things before we even press new game.
Before we even hit and start new game.
Before we even press new game, I wanna make you aware of something in the options. Don't mind going to options.
Yeah.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Go to options. Go to options in the menu.
Yeah, got it.
Hold on. Oh, there's a lag. Oh.
Yeah.
There's a slight 10-second lag. That's totally cool. In the video section of the options menu, you'll see two options. One is a CRT filter, and the other is Samurai Cinema filter, which is a black and white filter that sort of replicates the filter used in there was this game called Ghost of what was it?
No, you're right. Ghost of Tsushima. Yes.
Ghost of Tsushima did it, but actually, did you know another 2D platformer did it as well?
What, similar approach?
I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, it's like a similar thing, and this was a Kickstarter thing where if we hit $50,000 on our Kickstarter, I promised our backers that we would add a black and white Samurai Cinema, which
so
absolutely
cool.
makes sense because they are bird samurai, right? Now, some people will have been like, "Oh, they're bird ninjas." I'm like, nah, they're samurai, dude.
Yeah, let's not beat around the bush. We know what they are. The idea with that though, and that's straight away you've helped me with my first segue, which is that was there ever a concern, especially because I think projects have a tendency to bloat, particularly with stretch goals. You can sort of end up overreaching because you've reached a certain level of funding, but therefore it's untenable for your team to deliver on those promises. Did you ever have a sense that if it had continued to balloon, that Atomic Owl would not have been deliverable on the scale of team that you had? Or was it always a case of, well, we're going to scale this based on the fans, we're not going to do stretch goals ahead of our means? Was it sort of where you expected it to land?
Yeah, we had really good counsel.
Nice.
Sam from Indie Development, who Indieformer has interviewed and worked with in the past, basically was really good at setting our expectations in check. Also, yes, it was Trek to Yomi.
Trek to Yomi, yes, well remembered.
That's where the
shout out Mr. Coneman, getting that right.
Hell yeah, well done.
Little
so
live
if
fact
you
check.
want, whenever we're past the intro to the game and you're actually playing the game, you can mess around and turn those on just for visual effect, but you don't have to keep them on. So I just want to make sure that you were aware that does exist.
Yeah, that's cool that you can edit that during the game too. Does it not cause a reload, or does it just apply the filter to it?
It just applies the filter.
Nice.
Just right there. It's active. It's an active frame. So.
Love it. Well, listen, Eldar, we've set this up beautifully. I'm ready to jump in. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's go. Oh, let me make sure that the audio comes through like them.
Yeah, we should be. I think we're all good on our side.
Yep, music's coming through. Awesome. It's kind of like it's going to be like a devlog, really.
Yeah. And slightly surreal. Certainly the first time I've ever done anything like this as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so straight away, something that really has hooked me and something that doesn't get me often in pixel art style games, I think your lighting design is superb.
Yeah, we from the jump, I wanted to make sure that the game had very catchy neon aesthetics. I wanted to make sure that it had, from the early onset of the game, I wanted to make sure that it had a synthwave soundtrack, and I feel like the best visual representation of synthwave is neon lights, right? So.
No, 100%. And actually, the aesthetic, I think it really fits. Like audio and visual, I think are really syncing really well here.
Yeah.
I think I'm put off sometimes in pixel art games if it feels really flat. I mean, no pun intended, it's a 2D game.
Sure.
But I think the depth that you've created here with the sort of layering actually reminds me a little bit of Rayman Origins. Not a pixel art game, but the depth and layering to the...
Game. Wow.
Stunning, right? But it does evoke that sense of like, the depth perception and also the detail that you put in here is really interesting. Definitely evoking that for me, for sure.
I appreciate that. Some people... is that some playtesters, like, I always wanted to have like a really sort of like a thematic mood piece going into the game, like this, which is just kind of like that showcases like the visuals of the game, the background of the game, but also functioned as sort of like an intro credit sequence. The thing that was annoying our playtesters was it wasn't skippable. So for those that actually do, yeah, for those that, because what a lot of people actually don't know is that you can jump during this. You can actually press A. And you can
cool,
jump
nice.
During this,
with the nice little sort of smoke pop as well. That's a nice. It gives it that certain momentum too, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh from Indieformer just commenting in on YouTube saying more games need to include credits in the game. I agree. It's very TV show-esque almost in that sense, and it's got that kind of. Well, actually, this larger font, kind of the first thing I think of is Splinter Cell Conviction, where they showed like the projected.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you know what I mean? Like it would say like interrogate Cobain or something. Like it was like a whole thing projected within the environment. So yeah, very cool.
I mean, if I'm being honest, like this really stems from wanting to put my team's names on like as big of a display as possible.
Yeah, nice.
Because just beat Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and I really enjoyed it, but I definitely think Shinobi's better. I actually played the demo for Shinobi, and was quite blown away. A little bit
stunning, isn't it?
Jealous. A bit jealous of how visually impressive that game is.
Game with Passion. No, absolutely, for sure. Game with Passion. Good to see you, bud. Thank you for jumping in. Jess on Twitch makes it. Birds famously haven't invented color TVs. That's absolutely correct. That is not in their wheelhouse. I did not realize you had voice acting in this game.
We do have voice acting in this game.
Immediately, that's a win for me. Straight away.
Because we're gonna be talking about like the visual stuff, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of overlay what's going on here. Basically, Hidalgo and his 3 friends belong to sort of just like, I mean, the best way I can describe it is they're like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of the world, right?
Yeah,
They're just
nice.
like these like very, combatively gifted like troop of like basically superheroes. And after every mission, they gather at the Gliding Noodle for a dinner, for dinner and a snack. Now, during this dinner, something horrible happens, and they are invaded and attacked by Omega Wing, which you'll see here in just a second.
This is great.
Now, for some people, the voice acting was hit or miss because we didn't have the budget to do full voice acting, so we're kind of doing like a Persona 3 thing where there's voice acting and there's grunts and hms and ahs and oohs, right?
Right.
But that was a little bit hit or miss, and by the time I realized it was hit or miss, it was too late to change it, just like the way the game was set up. And I was like, okay, well, that's what we were able to do, and that's kind of where we landed.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But that's actually an interesting point there. Sort of. So is it when you say not full voice acting? Is it just a case of like this cutscene, for instance, does this contain voice acting, but then the game gameplay doesn't? Is that how you kind of balance the scope of that?
Yeah, there's no voice acting like during gameplay. So
Okay.
like whenever you're attacking as like Hidalgo, the main character, he's not like grunting or anything like that. The voice acting is all relegated to the cutscene.
Gotcha.
All relegated to the cutscene.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that too. There's that opening sequence as you boot the game. Who produced that animatic? Like, it really evoked like a kind of like a.
Oh, are you talking about before the?
Before the menu.
Before the menu. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
It was a studio that we worked with out of Brazil. They contacted us and put the idea in our head that like, do you guys want like an animated intro? And I was like, I think that would be really cool. And that's all there is to it. We just worked with them on like
Nice.
on the gray box for it. And
It's a really like.
it turned out really great.
Yeah, it's a really great. Oh, there we go. Here comes the disaster. It was a really great sort of instantly. I went, okay. There was some, real clear creative vision behind this because you've wanted to then embrace the artistry and the approach of other teams and been very collaborative. I think that was instantly appealing to me when I first booted the game.
Yeah, and you can tell.
Yeah. Nice contrast of these two.
Yeah, we're. Oh, first of all, I just wanted to thank for the win for wishlisting the game on Steam.
Hey, that's jolly.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It's actually, fun fact, the game is actually on sale right now for, I think, about 30% off for the week.
I saw a few hours ago you announced that sale, which is really exciting. What perfect timing. A little bit of Burly Bird streaming with the sale going on Steam. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my publisher did not let me know that was happening, so I found out raw. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're on sale.
Congratulations.
I think I mentioned that. I mentioned some stuff like that in like my interview with Indieformer.
That it was just like a surprise, yeah.
Did we shout out Indieformer yet?
No, can we please do that?
I mean, all I know is that they are not only awesome, but they are doing, I think, another Silksong giveaway.
Yep, with their newsletter.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah, Josh, I tip my hat to you, man, because between yourself, myself here at Burly Bird, and of course Eldar joining us on stream tonight, we've been able to put this together. Kind of, we pitched it like a press run, right? So we've got a fantastic interview, video interview. There's an uncut version as well that Josh shared on the Indieformer YouTube channel. He's got a written piece that kind of delves into some slightly different territory that sits as like a companion to the edited video. We've got over on Burly Bird Live, we're going to be doing a hands-on piece reviewing the game. As well as obviously tonight's stream, and it will be collated into our hotspot content hub over on burlybirdmedia.com. But again, it's because of Eldar's willingness to jump in with us, but also and share his work and his insight, but also Josh being willing to have the synergy with us working together. It's a real treat. So
it is awesome.
I mean, now any game that immediately includes the word sire in its script, you've got me. You know what I mean? Like, he would not get past us, sire. That's ticking boxes.
What happened here? we kind of chatted over it a little bit, but basically what happened here is the main bad guy that you see in the back of this image. His name is Omega Wing, and he is using the power of this mythical artifact called the Dark Feather to basically take control of Hidalgo's friends' minds, and now they're evil. He's about to get knocked out.
He's playing against. He's playing against the crew.
Yeah, 100%. He's about to get knocked out. Now, the obvious inspiration for this, potentially, for those that maybe haven't put it together, is that it's very Mega Man coded, right? Obviously, it comes from like Mega Man X4, X5, where like the bad guys are kind of like, they're like fire whales, and they're like, electric moles and stuff like that, right? And I wanted to kind of throw inspiration to that era
nice.
of PS1 games.
Was who's responsible for the script?
That would be me. I wrote it. I wrote
Amazing.
the game. Yeah, it's nostalgia bait, I guess.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make something that
just
invoked games that I used to play.
Those black screen title cards. I really like the vocabulary in there. There's some really nice, just in terms of the my day job, I suppose, is I'm a drama teacher. Also teach English. I have an English degree, so I always appreciate good writing when I see it, and I think it's important to tip a hat to that too, because I got all the hats to tip, because I know how tricky it is and how easy it is. A lot of this thing can be treated very throwaway. It can be something that people don't focus on a lot because they just want to get to the mechanics. They don't want to have the context of the world.
Hey, I'm sometimes like that too. Sometimes I just want to move around, but sometimes I'm in the mood for a story. Kind of depends, right? It's interesting with Death Stranding 1, I was in the mood to not absorb any of the story, but with Death Stranding 2, I was like, no, show me the whole story.
Show me the context. I wonder if that's but just a quick segue on that. I wonder if Kojima's approach there is he got players invested in the world and the context of the world itself that you were exploring, which then made it more interesting to dive into the characters in the follow-up, potentially.
Maybe. I think I was interested just because it's a Kojima game, and I had almost no idea what happened.
For sure, and nobody knows what's coming. Jess Hardly Knows over on Twitch is mentioning that haven't been able to stop playing Silksong. Yeah, I know you were so looking forward to that. It's on my forever backlog list. I haven't played the first game. I'm one of 12 people that haven't. I
need to have this open on Twitch. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, I need to get on that. That is a huge gap in my backlog.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I haven't really been playing either.
Yeah. Now here's something I desperately wanted to ask you. You just reminded me. I'm doing a master's right now in indie game design, and actually it's indie game development is the specific course. So like you learn about the pitch decks and monetization side of the business planning, as well as of course ideation and sort of game jam style working on projects. And I obviously right now outside of Burly Bird, I play games for fun. I'm currently playing Borderlands 1 split screen with my stepdaughter. We're playing it through from start to finish. I've got the whole franchise downloaded, ready to go. So we're just going to work our way through it. So for me, gaming is a creative outlet, but it's also how I relax. Does being a independent developer as you are, does it affect your enjoyment of or willingness to play games?
I'm so glad you asked that. That's a really interesting question. Before I answer it, though, I want to say, ping me when you get to Borderlands 3. That's actually the first game I ever worked on. So
no way! Yes, you damn right I will be. Yeah, that's awesome.
I would love to talk. Well, mainly just like kind of pick your brain on like who you picked and why. And I'll be honest, Borderlands 4 coming out. I don't work there anymore. I got a little bit of FOMO. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, Borderlands, Gearbox, and Randy Pitchford aside. Does making a game does it like does it sour the taste is what you're asking, right?
Yeah, I think
does it make you be like, you know what, no,
yeah,
no more.
That's
no
it. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I was looking at sort of the traditional, I know they're often not traditional hours, but you've done your day, you've got your set allotted time that you wanted to work on whatever title you're working on, and then does that when you come home you're trying to relax, you want to unwind and switch off, is it therefore less likely for you to choose a video game to do that?
Yeah. You know what? That is. Here's the thing. When you're developing a game, you find other ways that will kind of surprise you to take the edge off. That's not video games.
Okay.
But the whole time that you are actually developing a game, you you're not wanting, you're not playing video games like as a hobby as much anymore, but at the same time you miss it. So now that I'm done developing the two games and I'm actually being able to play them again, it's like a complete joy.
Yeah,
Like
nice.
I love now that I have more time to play video games.
Oh, that's
So-
really what an interesting arc there. That it's actually the end of the development cycle that led you to go. Actually, I missed this. Now I want to kind of sort of indulge it as a pastime again because you're not crunching, you're not working on your own thing. That's interesting.
Exactly.
And that I think I often wonder that about great directors in film and TV. I often wonder as well if the flip side is true. If they actually use TV, film, games, etc., and staying involved with those things as sort of as like being like a creative sponge. You're taking in ideas. My famous thing I always say to my students is the best actors steal, right? Is that there's always someone that you can extract an interesting idea from. So I wondered then if perhaps you use your own gaming as sources of inspiration, or is it truly just a place for you to switch off?
It is kind of a mix of both.
Okay.
I will take certain inspirations from games as I'm playing them, but what's weird is actually most of the time, most of my inspirations actually come from watching content about games, whether it's YouTube, whether it's like streams, or whether it's just like going through my physical games library at home and putting a game into like the PS2 or PS1 and trying to get inspiration from there. Like Atomic Owl, a lot of it is pretty retro that you'll probably come to find out. And,
yeah, even just the effects here is really cool. Those visual effects is very, very much evoking that.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. So you're in two different places. Actually, hold on. I'm actually going to pause that question just because you just recently got to you got to gameplay.
Yep.
So
just popped off the tree.
Yeah, you just popped off the tree. Yeah. So I am just kind of curious. How does it feel? How's it feeling for you? How's the movement? How's the glide? How's the jumping? How's the
We were discussing actually. I think I can't remember if we've now done this off air or on air, but I know that for me, I gravitate to story and feel. Those are the two metrics. I am not married to a particular visual design. I'm not really too fussed about the genre of a game. There's a couple of genres I don't gravitate to generally in terms of trying stuff, but certainly something like this where it's sort of it's got a clear narrative focus and also a very distinctive and sharp feel. So like straight away, I instinctively try to double jump. I like to see if I can vault over ledges. Those are things that matter to me as a player because I find the usability of that is so much more effortless and more enjoyable. So straight away, I mean, like it's quite a punchy jump, and being able to vault and being able to double jump, that just sort of it ticks boxes, I think.
Got it.
In that
I'm
sense.
interested to see how you react to the
blip.
other feels.
Good start. Straight off the level.
So that is our sprint mechanic. The longer you go in one direction,
Nice.
you'll enter a sprint mode.
Okay. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, nice.
So this next part here, just to make it easier for you, it is a double jump. Oh, you already got it. No, right.
Yeah, I got it.
Forget it. He's got it.
We're on this. Burly Bird's on it. Just
no
also
worries
shout out
here.
to FTW and YouTube chat. I've just seen on here that he was mentioning about how he sort of does like the prepaid codes and or does like sort of like adds amounts to his Steam wallet. And he's just bought it. He had enough dollars on his account for the digital deluxe edition. So there you go.
I must have missed that. I don't use credit cards on Steam. I always buy games and
Yeah.
buy games that way. But when I put some money in on my account, I'll grab it. I love games like this.
And then couple ones down, just bought it.
Ooh,
That's
beautiful.
fantastic. Oh, FTW, thank you so much for showing your support, man. That is precisely the wholesome, jolly vibes we were shooting for tonight. So yeah, thank you for that, man.
If FTW, if you do like the game, please give it a review. That's the best way to support an indie game developer on Steam is to just give it a review, good or bad, doesn't matter.
100%, just to show those metrics, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Meta.
It's funny, isn't it?
This
too.
is a mechanic.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. But yeah, exactly, and that actually like me instinctively trying to test those usability things like double jump and vaulting. The fact that that's just there is helpful. Well, that's jolly.
This is the Udameta. It's the scythe. If you press Y, you can. Oh, yeah,
I got it. I've got it.
I would say, yeah. I don't want you to miss the first section. Oh, I gotta add. I gotta advertise it really quick. There's two platforms here that I want you to make sure that you hit them. But don't fall down there.
So going up, is it up here?
So go back. Yeah, go backwards to the one that's like kind of going up and down.
Yep.
There's a slight lag, so I'm trying to like.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah,
okay.
And yeah, I'm assuming once it comes back down, you'll jump on it, and then you'll see one to the right that will go into the clouds.
Oh, nice. Is that this platform up here on the right?
Yeah. The other dark brown one, you just dash over to it. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I've got it.
There you go. You got it. Perfect.
Oh, cool.
Okay. And I'm glad you instinctively figured out the up dash too, which is
yes. Actually, so that was briefly
cool.
like it shows you briefly in the tutorial, but that was my first instinct. I tested that.
Yeah.
Hey, you're finally awake. Good to see you, boss. I love it.
That's a Metal Gear Solid reference. It's not super obvious, but it is.
No, the boss is nice.
Yeah.
Something called a virtual nest. Okay.
We don't have enough time for you to see every Easter egg in the game, but we have Easter eggs for Castlevania, Sonic, Banjo-Kazooie,
oh,
and
dude. So
our second game, The Dark Queen of Morthome.
And that's in here too somewhere. So okay, so if we don't get to the Banjo one, what is the Banjo reference? Because I'm upset. It's my favorite 3D platformer of all time. Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie. I kind of take those two games as a pair.
We straight up have the puzzle piece in the game.
Oh, God, you got a Jiggy.
We 100% just put a Jiggy in the game, and the conversation is rare. Please don't sue us, Rare.
Yeah, no, but please, for God's sake. Well, they're not doing anything with Banjo, so they need to, they need to sort that out. This was tricky.
This jump here. This jump, yeah. So, I'm trying to figure out. I haven't done this jump in a while. You can buffer one dash and a wall jump.
Got it.
It's kind of a little bit of a puzzle. Yep. You got it. And if you time it right, you can also just do the jump. And then, yeah.
Oh, no, I know.
See,
I know what I need to do. I'm just being shit.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I know what I need to do. I got it. That is that. I just need to go the other way. I've got it. Oh, no. Now I need to make sure I've done the...
Almost there.
I've got it. I know what to do. That's what's so frustrating. I'm so good at that sometimes, where I figured it out, and then I'm just being thick in terms of like my my old man reflexes. Have fun, dudes. Got to head out, but been great to tune in for a bit. Josh, a pleasure. Thank you so much for jumping into chat. It's really appreciated. FTW wanted a little question for you, Eldar. I don't know if you mentioned it earlier, which he hasn't. Are you using Unity? If not, what game engine are you using?
Yeah, this game is made in Unity.
It is Unity. Nice. Great.
It is made in Unity. Absolutely. Well, we wanted the game engine that had the most parity with like everything really. Oh, you did it. There you go.
Did it. So. Now, does the dash make you invulnerable?
It does.
Oh, cool.
This like these 3 spikes is where you learn that.
Got it. Cool. And I would imagine I'm able to take a plummet. Yep, I'm on the way.
I wouldn't. Oh, right. There's a. If you went one way, it would have killed you. But if you go back down this way, you're totally fine. Cool.
Sweet.
All right, and this is basically just the tutorial level. Once you're done with this, you'll enter the first main zone of the game.
Got it.
And yes, you can attack downward in any direction.
Yeah, so that was my Smash Brothers instinct kicking in there. Just wanted to do like an X down,
That's interesting. This is a little bit of a dialogue, just to give the player a sense of the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I think, like 13 texts, and then you're off to the races, really. This is where essentially the game begins.
Got it. Okay. So I generally in game design, when I've looked at across various games, I don't like it when games mandate a tutorial before you can say co-op, for example. Like, I find restricting co-op to be a really odd thing. if it's something where it's kind of built into the opening of the game, like you had your credits, you had the running sequence, you had the story context, and then the tutorial's built in, that's immediately attractive to me as a player. I find sometimes let's load the tutorial, as in I'm loading that as a mode, and then I'm going to play the campaign, or whatever the particular design is. I really like it being embedded, either through mechanics, like through gameplay. They sort of contrive scenarios that teach you the mechanics, or in this case, of course, it was sort of specifically designed the way you've built that it's part of the world. You're just exploring the world after the credits. That it being embedded, I think, is my point. I really like it being something that is present in the world.
Yeah, I must have done that like subconsciously, because I totally agree. I mean, that is. You want to just embed your tutorial as part of like the normal gameplay. You don't want it to be this like, just kind of like you don't want it to be this experience that's by itself that people like roll their eyes at if they have to do it again. Absolutely.
Yes, precisely.
It's interesting that you say that. I just recently, I mean, to a T, that happened to me the other day. I'm co-oping Resident Evil 6 with my younger brother.
Got it.
We both have the game installed. And we both get to a point where we're like, okay, so let me make a room, and I'll invite you really quick. And then we actually we have to do a 15-minute long, maybe 20-minute long intro sequence. That's not even combat related. It's like holding a character that's injured and walking slowly for the drama. And I'm like, oh my god, no way.
Yeah.
So if I have to, you're telling me if I have to new game plus this game, I have to do that every single time, and it's just like, what are they thinking? In an action game?
Well, precisely. It was not designed as a sort of traditional survival horror, was it? Like it was sort of they very clearly been influenced by making it more of an actions-orientated title.
Yeah.
So I find any game, particularly with co-op, that sort of unnecessarily restricts the access. The most egregious one I can think of was the first Dying Light game. You could play 95% of that game with your co-op partner. I think it's the first hour you have to play before it unlocks co-op. But the closing mission and the final boss splits you off into different worlds, and you go back into your own instance. And it's such a disconnect as a player, because
That's so weird.
You've been through the whole game together, but just because the final sequence is very sort of quick time event heavy, and there's like some like sort of some narrative moments, they split you up and they put you into your own world. And I just think that's so. It really like tanked the ending for because I with a buddy of mine, I used to take my sort of monitor under the arm with my PS4, and I took it around to his house, and that's how we played that game. We wanted to co-op it in person. Cool. So we'd done the entire thing all the way through like that, and then they decided to do that, and they wrapped it up. God.
Yeah, the most important part of a co-op game, the end, right? The solidification of the core memory. They're like, nah.
Precisely.
It's really moving.
Oh, hello.
So you've gotten to the first enemy now. Well, the first melee enemy.
Well, you got some bite to you, pal. There we go.
He's got a little bit.
Oh, nice.
A little bit.
Sweet. So are these upgrades that are stacking, so I can... Or is that a one-use thing?
Oh, sorry. No, they do stack. So if you press... well, this is a good time. So if you press start...
Yep.
We're jumping over to the enemies. Well, I guess you can kill these guys.
No, I've got you.
And you go to options. You can take a look at those other filters if you like. You see kind of just like how they look visually.
Yeah, cool.
And of course we have our controls there. They're not really mappable controls. They just kind of let you know, like, what they do, what they don't. Oh yeah.
Oh,
so
that's that's crisp.
Yeah.
Love that you kept the UI in color. Lovely touch.
Yeah, we had to because the game, you'll see later on, it's color dependent based on what weapon you have chosen.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, if you press the select button on whatever controller you're using.
Yeah. Yep, I've got it.
That pops up. You'll see.
Ah, so they stack as like a big list.
Of things.
Got
Correct.
it.
Correct.
Okay, nice. Really appreciate an optional set of lore as well. That's something I.
Yeah, for sure.
So I accidentally discovered this earlier. I hadn't actually realized about the weapon switching, that you could play with different weapons.
Right.
That was a complete happy accident. I accidentally pressed right bumper, and suddenly I had the flattened wing, the throwing axe, or the throwing hammer, sorry. And That's really cool. I just didn't know that was there.
I need to scrub through, and this might be a bug, but there should have been. Hold on. Let's see. What's going on? There should have been a dialogue for picking a different weapon.
Oh, I
guess
see.
maybe that didn't... Let me see if that popped up. I'm gonna scrub through a little bit. Hold on.
I think I'm possibly finding a little jolly secret bit. There we go. Nice.
Oh, it did. Okay, this is interesting. It did pop up, but it popped up and then it popped up in the middle of your jump.
Oh,
So
okay.
You didn't even see it.
Okay.
It just popped over to you. That's a weird edge case, but at least the tutorial is popping
What,
up.
what a
That's fine.
bizarre, like, I could have discovered some really, like, specific issue that definitely won't affect any other player. Like, that's really funny.
It might be something that I want to look at, but also like the game is code complete, so we'll see. I don't know. I'll scrub through a few other streams and kind of see if that's like a pretty common common thing. So
Take
it
the
looks
spirit
like
of the Spark Falcon. Love it.
yeah. So the Spark Falcon is it's not an item. It's something that happens automatically. Where if you hit a certain amount of enemies without taking any damage yourself, which rewards sort of like precise gameplay.
Yeah,
You'll
nice.
activate this. It'll be a creature that kind of it's like an auto turret basically.
Okay, nice. Oh, cool. So like you have to have done a set amount of damage in combat to secure
I notice
that.
people proc it way more the more they play.
Okay.
Because they'll start to learn the enemy patterns where the like here you have like a plethora of bullets and stuff like that, and it'll kind of start to become second nature. And the thing that the whole reason for this game's gameplay loop is it emulates a game from the Sega Genesis and from like the SNES era of games where if you die you start from kind of like the beginning of the game and eventually you get so good at it that you can beat the game.
I've just had my first death there. I got absolutely murked by that guy there.
I saw. This is the hub world.
Oh, nice. Okay, so actually, just an FTW actually talking about, again, getting a bit into the development now. How many in your team? How long did it take to make?
So just curious about how many in your team and how long did it take to make? All right, so I would say that we had a lot of developers come in and out of the project to do specific one-off things, right? So total, we may have had like, 20 contributors that helped out and helped create the game. But we were a core team of 5. So about the same size as I guess Team Cherry maybe. So not much bigger, right?
Right.
And how long did it take to make? We started developing the game in 2022. So it took about 2.5, 3 years.
Okay.
Which I will say the first game you make is the game that takes the longest.
Of course. Yeah, that's a really interesting distinction, I think, as well.
Yeah. Let's see here. So you're in the campfire.
Yeah.
I haven't seen what you did yet.
I zipped through one of the doors to another area, and then I just discovered the prompt here about rising from the ashes once more, which is
okay. Go back to the flame in the center. That's where the game's what's it called? Yeah, in the center you'll find.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
This is where you can spend money. Now you died. The first time you die, you usually kind of, I noticed people kind of die around where you did.
Yeah.
And you don't have enough money to usually purchase another upgrade until you go back and try it again and stuff like that.
Well, that I just want to actually read the upgrades. That's really cool. Absorb range, second wind, life restore. Cool. Nice.
Yep. Just kind of like your basic roguelite, sort of like things that make each run a little bit easier. Now these doors on the side here, these are interesting.
Oh, sorry, I hard Brexit. I went back to the world. Now there you go. That's really telling. For you, certainly watching this, is I then went, cool, don't have enough upgrades, get me back in.
Yeah,
that was my.
I think that's totally fair design.
Yeah, really cool.
So now you're going through it again. You will sort of have a better understanding of where the enemies are. The dangerous enemies. You'll have a better grip on the platforming, and every single time you'll get faster and faster.
Yeah, I'm already
until you
feeling.
eventually...
I'm already feeling significantly more confident, just in terms of my progression and it's a nice sort of. I feel like I'm getting. Am I building momentum as I'm going? Is there an element of that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So that's one of the reasons that we created this sprint mechanic, is because we wanted the player to kind of feel the, once they start getting a really close and tight grip on the platforming, we wanted them to have this like feeling of speed. And that actually comes from, hold on one second. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm trying to see. Yeah. That weapon does the most damage, but is the slowest. But you'll see, you basically kill that thing in like 2 hits.
Yes, I popped him with the ranged weapon, with the Y, and then I just did 1 hit on that, and that was
There's
enough
a lot
to
of
sort of take him out.
There's a lot of combinations of stuff you can do. You can actually even attack and cancel in this game. So you can attack, and at any point during the attack animation, you can cancel out of it.
Oh, cool.
With a dash.
Okay. So if I'm mid-swing, I can dash, and then it will... Yeah, nice.
You can just get out of there anytime, any frame of the attack, and it'll actually leave like a little bit of a silhouette in the attack frame itself.
It looked like I was, just then, that I was reflecting back his shots with my swing. I wasn't sure if that was actually the case.
No, you weren't. However,
or
there
was I blocking them?
You were straight up hitting them and blinking them out of existence. Which is,
nice.
But I will say that so any enemy in this game can drop, basically like a power up, like a roguelite power up that you have for this run. One of those is the ability to reflect bullets, which significantly like it makes the game more fun when you get it, and it makes the difficulty a little bit easier. So the thing also that I've noticed here, when you were in this corridor in your first playthrough, you had 7 health, now you have 18, right? So you're automatically just just like getting better,
just by virtue of the loop, right?
Done it before.
Yeah.
So here, like, you'll get past it, right?
Well, that's the dream.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope. Now you got the whip. The whip does a pushback attack.
See if I can get myself over here. There you go. Oh, bye. Farewell.
Now, the fun part, I gotta say, is getting to a point in this game where you can just blitz through this area, and it's so fun. So I've seen people like pogo through it.
Oh,
I've seen people like surgically dash through it and not take any damage. It's so cool.
Oh, that's amazing. So cool. See, I've taken quite a few hits here, so I need to take a breath. I think
you're about to also get to an enemy. Well, let's pause here for a second because so up here on this little cliff, there's a secret area that not many people know about. So right above maybe a few pixels to the left of the sign, of that big green mesa sign, you can actually up dash into a secret area.
Oh.
Yeah. You're doing the right thing. Just gotta keep doing it in this area until you find.
Until I find that point.
Hold on. It might be right above the sign itself, actually. Is my guess.
There you go. That looked like I was. Yes, that looks like I'm.
Now you you can just like Ryu Hayabusa wall jump, just tap A.
Yeah, I got it.
To get up there. Yeah.
I want to hang on. There we go. Oh, cool. Nice. God, I would never think to have done that. But that's the point, though, isn't it?
I know.
It's supposed to be the few percentage of players that are.
We wanted to sprinkle in some of these like pretty classic 1990s style.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So you're gonna see this is a huge spoiler for the rest of the game.
Okay.
So the existence of a purple version of your sword, a girl version of your sword, is like a huge spoiler. That is explained much later, but it's a little bit of a tease.
Okay.
Basically, it's more of a tease than a spoiler.
Yeah, nice.
So those yoke things, you'll see a little green thing appeared around your UI, and that actually healed you a little bit.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. There's a little kind of like visual indicator of that. That's cool.
Yeah. So I'd recommend going in that door there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The one back up here.
Yep. Because that is access to the second sort of like VR training room. There's 10 of these. There's an achievement for completing 10 of them, and then if you do complete 10 of them, if you happen to find all 10, there's a secret 11th one. And if you complete that, you get it's part of the platinum.
Oh, that's so just like so involved. Like again, I'm understanding the depth of planning that has to go into creating all of this.
There's a lot of planning that went into that for sure.
That's a whole specific aspect of the dev cycle. You having to put that together. I do like that. I do like the hammer. I'm not hitting consistently with it, but that's the point. I think it's meant to be tricky.
Yeah. You can adjust the joystick to, like, you can angle the joystick and it'll kind of go forward, To
like flatten it a little bit.
You can flatten it a little bit, if you just like push forward a little bit. It's like these little hidden mechanics. We have a lot of these like that. Oh, you got
this little bugger that I'm trying to get. There you go. There it is.
We'll go until your next death.
Yeah, nice.
I think that's okay.
I think that's spot on.
How far you can get.
Ooh. High stakes.
For this area, if you're still stuck on here, you could wall jump or you can just up dash.
Oh, cool.
That's
okay.
Fine. Whichever one.
Oh, I just took a hit there.
You have a good handle on it. Did you play? It looks like, I'm guessing you've played 2D games before.
Oh yeah.
Look, yeah.
Oh, getting pillaged here though. Yeah, like in just the instinctive stuff. Like I know I can go down those. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. There you go.
I do like the whip. Oh, I mistimed that though.
The whip is awesome. You'll notice it does 2 damage instead of the broadsword's 5, right? So you have to kind of make decisions.
Yeah, I've taken
which weapon.
I've taken so much damage in this area, so I think I'm going to be like.
You've taken a lot of damage here, and that's totally fine.
Oh no, no! Oh no, that's it. I took the final hit.
No way!
I melted. I melted in the last bit. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that timing's spot on. Eldar.
Yep.
Just being able to play this opening half an hour, 40 minutes has been such a treat. And shout out to FTW picking up a copy of the deluxe edition on Steam from the stream tonight. That's amazing. Really great to see the engagement in chat tonight as well. That was really lovely. This is something, it's kind of a next step for us as Burly Bird Media, and again, working with the folks at Indieformer who've been really supportive. We'd like to do more of this kind of thing. I think it's resonated, and I'd like to continue exploring these opportunities. Eldar, congratulations on everything that you've done with Atomic Owl, and just for being so willing to speak so openly about your process, both with Josh and myself. This has been a treat tonight. It really has.
I'd love to do it again with you. I think you are you're a fantastic host. You're really easy to talk to. And if we talked about it a little bit earlier about the second Monster Theater game. If you want to stream that, we'll put a time on the board and we can do that. That sounds great too. I think that 100%. One is actually also like, that's an interesting game to stream. The thing about that game is, if you were to look it up on YouTube, you'll see that it actually had quite the viral moment with streaming. There were some streams that got there were some YouTube videos that got 2 million views about that game.
Oh, that's nuts.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Fantastic.
But yeah, there's something about it that's just very, it's easy to talk through. I don't know. So
yeah, nice.
Hopefully you feel the same way. I'd love to get behind the camera next time. I'm audio only this time because I'm in the process of moving.
Yeah, no, I remember you saying before. No, that's no problem at all. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in.
FTW, thank you for buying it, by the way. That's so cool.
that is exactly the jolliness that we needed. Folks, you can find us at Burly Bird Media on all of the things, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, as well as YouTube, Podbean, and Spotify. You can also check out our Discord community. It's a really wholesome place with people sharing their shared love of all things games, as well as movies, TV shows, and self-promoting stuff that they're working on. Eldar, where can people find you?
I would appreciate it if anyone that's listening to this would just check out our games on Steam. Atomic Owl and the Dark Queen of Morthal.
Fantastic. Well,
yeah,
folks, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.